EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to Acrisure Stadium on the north shore of the Steel City, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Today, we've got a Week 13 matchup for you here, as it'll be the Cardinals of Chicago taking on the Pittsburgh Steelers. The calendar has turned to December, and we're in the home stretch now as we're underway in Week 13. Austin elects to bring this out of the end zone. Oh, a good return up past the 30. And he nearly broke that for more, but as it is, still a good return. They'll start the drive right around the 37. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. A carry by Henderson to start the drive. They find some open field here. And good vision there as he's across midfield and down to the 45-yard line. This drive starting off on the right foot, 18 yards. They'll go back to Henderson on 1st down. They'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4. And the Steelers at 4-7 now on the year. Yeah, they've lost 3 straight here, and it kind of goes without saying, I guess, but they could certainly use a win.
Yeah, no doubt about that. There's a difference between a losing stretch and a losing streak, and right now, they're not playing their best football, but if they were to fall here, and now you're looking at going 4 games without a win, things can start compounding themselves pretty quickly from this point forward.
Again, it's Henderson. On a nice burst there as he'll take this inside the 30 to the 28-yard line. A Steeler 1st down on the pickup of 11 yards.
They did tell us they wanted to establish the ground game early, didn't they?
They did, in a small sample size that we've seen so far, but pretty good return.
Yeah, you got to like that. They've strung together a couple of 1st downs, established what they wanted, the running game. And guess what? They also got their lead guy running it pretty well, too.
Now Pickett will look to pass it. Throwing left side, it's complete. Well, they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
Boy, no problems getting down the field here on this opening drive. They've looked really sharp in the early going, and they've come up with some big plays already. Here's another that's going to set up 1st and goal.
Once more with Henderson.
Nothing doing there. They're going to wind up holding him at the 2.
No gain there, and it's going to set up 2nd and goal. So stuffed from the 2, now what?
You know me pretty well. What do you think I want here?
Play action?
Definitely. Let him get outside and create. And if he has to run it, he has a little bit more space.
They'll try again. But he will lose yardage here as they knock him back to the 3. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down.
This has not been a fun sequence for him at all. 1st and goal, no gain. 2nd and goal, he ends up losing yardage. He may be trying to talk him into getting the ball 3rd time, but I think it's going to be difficult for him to win that battle.
Pick it now, 3rd and goal. And he is going to go down. Back at the 11-yard line. Zaven Collins make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. So Pickett is off to the sideline, and Chris Boswell is on for the Steeler field goal try. From the right hash here, should be an easy one. Boswell's kick is good. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
After the successful field goal try, here's Boswell to send it away. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And he returns this to the 22. And they'll run the option to start the drive. And maybe the wrong read there as he's going to go down immediately. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Here's Duggan to throw. And a little floater there, but it'll wind up incomplete, falling to the ground. You look at this Steeler defense. Against the pass, they've had some issues, ranked number 23 in the NFL right now.
And I think you're going to see some changes in the offseason, whether it's through the draft, free agency, maybe even both. They definitely need some help in the secondary.
Throwing, Duggan. And that nearly an opening drive INT, but it does fall incomplete. Not the way he wanted to start this ball game as it brings up 4th down. Here comes the Cardinals punter now. The back deep for the Steelers is Calvin Austin. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. That's pulled in at the 32. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. It'll be a 10-yard return following a punt of 45. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They've got a 3-0 lead and the football as they start 1st and 10.
19 Tiger, 19 Tiger.
Pickett now to throw off the play fake. And he just gets rid of it, throws it away. A wise move there, looked like nobody open, now 2nd down.
And I could see the officials kind of looking at each other down there, silently wondering, does this meet the level of grounding? Fortunately, he did have a receiver in the area, but I have seen less obvious throwaways called as penalties.
2nd down, here's Pickett. Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted. And he returns it into enemy territory down to the 45-yard line. This is Ingram on 1st and 10. And he's got room. And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. A quick 1st down pickup. Good start after going 3 and out on their opening drive. The offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted. Now they need 15 yards on this series after the delay of game. 1st and 15. In motion goes the tight end. Duggan will look to throw this. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a 1st down. Well done. That one goes for 24 yards.
And as a quarterback, you always want to exploit gaps in a defense, and he finds one here. Crossing route, working from right to left across the field. And once you get defenders going in the wrong direction, it is awfully hard for them to pivot back, and you end up getting the 1st down. Nice rhythm throw there on 1st down. He located his tight end, made a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. 2nd and 5 from the 8. In motion left is Davis. On 2nd down, Ingram. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. Keontae Ingram with his 13th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Cardinals have answered that early field goal to take a first-quarter lead.
I know the play ends up in the end zone with one person carrying the ball, but how about that big mass of humanity that guided him to that spot?
Yeah, they got there, but I love the dive. Always a fan of the dive. Extra point good by Prater, and that makes it a 7-3 lead. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. Austin elects to bring this out of the end zone. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And we'll see if they can bounce back from that last drive, in particular if they can bounce back at the quarterback position, Charles, after throwing their first interception of the ball game.
Yeah, some guys, you know, they're going to want to try and get a big play right away and take control back. Others, they're going to look to hit a couple shorter passes, get a little momentum back that way.
But for the defense, that goal's not changing a bit. They want another pick.
You're exactly right about that. In fact, you've got to watch them a little bit because in coverage, they may cut down their gaps a little bit, maybe their splits a little bit in order to try and get to the ball even faster.
And tough going there as he'll only get it up to about the 31. After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. Now 2nd and 9. Back to throw, Pickett. Throw right side, going to be taken in by Henderson. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. It'll be a gain of just a yard, and 3rd and 8 now.
I know it was a game, but you have to sense probably a little bit of disappointment there because when it's out there in open space, I think they expect to get more out of a play, don't you?
Especially when you're getting it to your guy out of the backfield. You're expecting him to be able to create something, be a little more shifty.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Good open field tackling held it to an okay gain.
They'll see about converting this 3rd and 8. They run the play fake. Here's Pickett. Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
As a defensive back, you have some weapons at your disposal that we don't often talk about. And you can read the receiver's eyes, you can read his hands, and you know that the arrival of the ball is imminent. And that allows you to make a play on it and oftentimes knock it away.
This is taken at the 23. And now off to the races down the right side. Touchdown, Chicago. A 77-yard punt return. And the Cards are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
When you've got a guy that fast back there to receive punts, that's a nightmare for the guy game planning, the special teams coach, but it's also a nightmare for the punter. Sometimes they get so nervous that they mishit the ball and kick it right to him.
Prater for the extra point, and that pushes the lead up to 11. So after the punt return touchdown, let's see what their opponents can do with this kickoff. Austin elects to bring this out of the end zone. Fights forward at the 20. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. Pickett leads the Steelers up here with a fresh set of downs. Just shy of the 30. He'll give this to Henderson. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up.
Brandon, we just saw the benefits of being able to run the ball successfully. They pick up 4 yards on that carry. So now if you're a play caller, you can do just about anything you want. But on the defensive side of the ball, you're scrambling a little bit. Now you're behind trying to figure out, do I need to blitz him? Do I need to pressure him? How do I gain an advantage on this snap?
2nd and 6. Here's Pickett. This taken in by Jakeem Grant. His first catch, good for 9 and a first down.
First and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Pickett. Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. Greedy Williams picks it off. And the Cards are going to have the football here at their own 35-yard line. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training. So he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. He was trying to find O.J. Howard, and now it's 2nd down.
Leads to 2nd and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Got it. Ready? Bronco switch. Bronco switch.
Coming left, it's Ingram. 5 yards, now it's 3rd and 5.
That 2nd down play call was not to pick up the first down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable 3rd down because they had incompletion on first down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They need to make up some ground, and they did.
To throw is Duggan. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Cardinals first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
A gain of 18 on the play. And the Cardinals first down.
Let's go. Panther 60. Panther 60. 19 Lions. Let's take 19. Panther 11. Panther 11.
Moore, the motion man right. Duggan. That pass complete to Moore. And he gets this down inside the 35 before going out of bounds.
Out of bounds at the 33-yard line. A gain of 9 brings up 2nd and 1.
Here we go.
From the 33, here's 2nd and a yard.
70 Lions.
From the gun, it's a run for Ingram. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. They'll come up now 3rd and 3. In motion left goes a tight end. Duggan looking to throw. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 18. That one good for 16, and the drive will continue. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Duggan now to throw. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked up by who else? The former Cardinal, Patrick Peterson. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And the Steelers are going to get the football here at their own 40-yard line. Charles, not only is that an interception, it's one when you were really knocking on the door for a touchdown inside the red zone.
You're actually thinking points. No matter what, at worst, you're thinking kicking a field goal and getting 3. We might look back on this in the second half and say, you remember when they didn't get points on that drive? This could cost them.
And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves them with 2 to go on second down. Up the middle, here's Henderson. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. Henderson will try and run for the first. And he'll get it out to midfield. Let's say, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. He needed a yard. That's exactly what he got. Earns him a new set of downs.
First and 10 at the 50-yard line.
Viking 18.
Now whistles here before the snap, and it looks like one of the Steelers may have moved. A false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15. Pickett sets up play action. Now a short pass pulled in by Washington. Now it looks like we're going to get a stoppage here. An injured Steeler on that last play. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. From the 41, this is 2nd and a yard. A give for Henderson running to the right. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. 2 yards on the pickup, and that's all they needed to move the sticks.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
A 1st and 10 here, and you know, if they could just get 3 out of this, something about whittling it to a 1-score game at half that might provide a psychological boost. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better, got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught. They've got to find a way to bring those 2 elements together so they can make some progress in this one.
2nd and 10, a very chilly day here, but no snow. And I got to say, if it's going to be this cold, I want snow. You should see Charles' face. He's looking at me like I'm crazy. And the pressure will bring him down here. The Cardinals get home for the sack. Now the Steelers going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime. Pickett and the Steelers in need of a big play here. 3rd and long after the sack.
Hey, check that. Street. 60 Bobcat, 60 Bobcat.
They'll set up to throw. Under pressure, and they got to him again. The Cardinals going to use the first of their timeouts. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. On 4th down, punt coming from Braden Mann. Well, the Cardinals bring pressure, and they get home. It's blocked. And they will wind up with the football and the possession.
A terrific punt block, and that has to set them up in a position to try and get more points, don't you think, this time frame?
Absolutely, and what a momentum booster that could be into the lockers.
Oh, without a doubt. They score here, they sprint into the locker room feeling really, really good about themselves.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. The throw taken in by Sims. And he's down inside the 5 at the 4 before he's out of bounds. Rookie to rookie on the hook up there, and it's a first down. A few moving pieces on that play because that was an RPO, was it not?
It was, but one important piece that didn't move incorrectly, the offensive line. Because when you're running this play, as he continued down the line of scrimmage, sometimes the lineman can wander downfield. And if you're more than a yard downfield, it's illegal.
And he is in for 6. Touchdown, Cardinals. Max Duggan in the final seconds of the first half. And the Cardinals take the block punt and convert it into 6 points. Extra point good by Prater. And the lead is up to 18 now.
Steelers 3. Matt Prater is set to kick off.
So time enough for a kickoff here. 5 seconds remaining in this first half. And able to get this out to the 25.
At their own 25-yard line.
This could be it. This could be the turning point. We got this. Ready.
Play clock down to 0. And this is not the way to start a drive. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon.
Chris Boswell to kick off for Pittsburgh.
The Cards with a lead, and they will get this football first as the second half gets started. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And they'll get him down right at the 25-yard line, so the same result had he opted for the touchback. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. Throwing to start the drive. Dugan. Catch made right side by Wilson. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. 2 catches in the first half. Now he's got a third here, and it's good for a first.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the third quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
And Wilson with it, complete. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available, because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them, and these guys have been taking advantage so far.
On first down, Dugan. And he completes it to Wilson. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards.
19 yards.
Ready up.
First down, Chicago.
In motion left is Davis. And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10. And he will reach the 8-yard line before going out. It looked like almost a miscommunication defensively, because once he decided to keep it, he had pretty smooth sailing.
Yeah, it became a question of, wait a minute, who's got the quarterback? And when you talk about miscommunication, it's supposed to be called assignment football on the defensive side of the ball.
And they're going to get him. They bring him down to the sack back at the 16-yard line. It'll go as a loss of 8 and a tough result there on 1st and goal. Well, that's not how you hope to draw it up there on 1st and goal, CD, by taking a sack like that.
Well, they tried to be aggressive, didn't they? They didn't want to try and work their way past the goal line. They wanted it right there on that play. Unfortunately, it backfired against them. Now they have to try and pick it up here moving forward.
He will push his way down to about the 14. A chance to really put this game out of reach. Here's 3rd and goal. Moore, the man in motion. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that is incomplete.
What an excellent defensive stand there in the red zone. Nice tight coverage. They certainly recognized how important it was to bring up 4th down here.
So on is Matt Prater now to try a field goal here. From the right hash, this a 31-yard attempt. Prater's kick is good. And the lead up to 3 touchdowns now. It's 24-3. Well, they picked up right where they left off in the first half. First drive after the break, they come away with 3 and increase that lead.
Yeah, and you just want to keep building on that lead, don't you? Whether it's 6 points or 3 points, take everything you can get, keep maneuvering, keep adding to it, keep making it difficult for them to come back.
They're on the 17-yard line.
This could be it. This could be the turning point.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. On the ground, this is Johnson. And he roams across the 20 to the 24-yard line. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
Here we go.
From the 24 now, here's 2nd and 3. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 69 yards rushing on 12 carries for him now.
Despite the score, despite the deficit, no quitting this guy. He's running angry, running through arm tackles. He wants to change what that scoreboard is saying.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Pickett back to throw. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They've given him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks. He seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
And space tough to come by there as he'll get maybe a yard to the 37. Pretty good little 2-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or two because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect.
I'm getting the sense that this offense is getting frustrated. Here we are into the 3rd quarter, and they've had plenty of opportunities to get in sync. Thus far, that hasn't happened. They're looking for answers both on the sidelines and in the huddle looking at each other.
Still just the 3rd quarter, but they've got to make something happen. I think they know that. They're going for it on 4th. Now Pickett on 4th down. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And the Cardinals will now take over with excellent field position. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. Throwing to start the drive. Dugan. They're unable to connect, but a late flag comes in. And the contact may have come too early. A little too aggressive defensively, and the flag comes out.
And no one trying to cover is going to like a call going against them, but you have to like the effort there. Went for the interception, just unable to get it, and the flag did come out.
On the counter, Ingram. And if there was a lane there, it closed up quickly as he stopped for no gain. 2nd down.
No gain on the play. Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 22-yard line.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. This will be caught at about the 3. And all the way to the 2-yard line there before crossing over out of bounds. An excellent pickup of 20 yards. Ingram is not going anywhere. He'll be hit and dropped for no gain at the 2-yard line. Back at the 2 now. Here's 2nd and goal.
At the Steelers' 2-yard line.
And again, it's Ingram. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. The 2nd down play results in a loss of 2 yards.
We all know how much running backs love getting the ball down near the goal line. They think they're going to find a way into the end zone. He hasn't had that kind of luck so far. Ends up not getting in on the last 2 carries. You know he's going to be upset about a missed opportunity.
From the 4 now, 3rd and goal. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. Keontae Ingram. His 2nd touchdown of the game, 17th on the year. And the Cardinals will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the 3rd. Prater for the extra point, and that'll increase their lead to 28. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. Austin elects to bring this out of the end zone. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down officially at the 21. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that, because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
We have played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. And he'll get it right back to Washington. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
I don't care what sport you're playing. Everyone likes to build up a little momentum, don't they? And look at this, back-to-back completions to the big target at tight end.
That one not as profitable as the other, but still a decent gain. a 2nd and 2.
60 Eagle, 60 Eagle.
Henderson running straight ahead. Now inside the 25. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Darrell Henderson, his first touchdown on the year. And the Steelers are finally into the end zone here in this 4th quarter.
Sometimes running plays hit or break so fast, there's no reaction time from the secondary. So I've got to give credit to the offensive line for creating that hole so suddenly. And how decisive was he to take that cut and just go? No one downfield there to stop him.
Extra point put through by Boswell. And that'll cut the lead back down to 21. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. And this one has gone pretty well to form. They've come in, had little problem thus far, and now they'll try to polish things off in the 4th. Throwing, Duggan. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down. Well, 4th quarter with a 3-score lead here, Charles, but they're still going back to the air and looking for more points.
Well, with this game well in hand, it's an opportunity for the guys to come off the bench and get a chance to play. And a lot of coaches, they want to run their full playbook no matter who's on the field.
They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Here's Duggan to throw. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Micah Fitzpatrick.
Well, it's not the first time we've seen him give one up here during his rookie season. And in this case, zone coverage forced the mistake. He's made some strides week to week in how he's handling the different type of coverages that he's seeing. But clearly, there's some growing still to do.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Off the play fake, here's Pickett. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Buried by multiple defenders on the drive's first play.
You can just see it in their body language. They're starting to see victory on the horizon now, and if it comes to fruition, they got to give a game ball to the front 7. Defensive line has taken charge and controlled this game. Face a challenge of stopping this opposing offense, and they've done so with ease.
On 2nd down, it's Drake. And little room to maneuver there. He gets it down to about the 39. And they only get a yard back there. They'll be left with a 3rd down and long.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
The Steelers on 3rd down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 17. A first throw for the backup Trubisky. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. How about that? They weather the storm of a 3rd and 17 to pick up the first.
1st and 10 at the 12-yard line.
Here's Trubisky. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Running left is Henderson. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. Darrell Henderson, with now 2 fourth-quarter touchdowns. And the Steelers have got it back to a 2-score game here in the fourth. Boswell good with the extra point, and the lead will be cut down to 14. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. Well, don't look now, but they've got a little bit of a battle on their hands again. Back to a 2-score game. The interception that led to a touchdown. You'd have to think they're a little more careful. There he goes, left side. Big strides. Look at him go. Touchdown, Cardinals. Trey McBride, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Cardinals add on to their lead, and they are also closing in on a 5th straight victory. Well, with that touchdown pass, I'm going to bring up a point from earlier in the year. Some of the fans were saying, when do we turn to the rookie? Well, he's looking pretty good right now.
Yeah, I love the fact that the fans are bringing that up because I'm not the head coach, okay? So he's got to deal with it. But I think it's a legitimate question. With the way their season is going, I think now is the time to turn the page and let him get some starts before this season is over.
After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. Austin elects to bring this out of the end zone. Now a hit and a loose football. And the Cardinals have got it, going the other way. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line. So problems compounding themselves here on the return. They just give up the touchdown, and now they lose the football.
Yeah, partner, things are starting to unravel a little bit for them right in front of our eyes. They're going to be looking for some answers, and quickly.
This is taken in by McBride. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. They'll run here with Ingram. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Chicago. Keontae Ingram taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Cardinals are closing in on a 9th victory on the year as they extend their lead. Extra point good by Prater, and that'll increase their lead to 28. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. Austin elects to bring this out of the end zone. And a nice job there on special teams to limit him to inside the 15 as he's dropped at the 14.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. Facing a big fourth-quarter deficit here, things not looking good. You know, this offense, though, they've been in the top half of the NFL so far this season, but in this one, well, their defense has really struggled.
Talk about two sides of the ball at cross purposes, because mercifully this game's almost over for the offense, but the defense, they still want to get a few shots in. That front 7, they've loved this ball game. They've been able to pad their stats, and maybe some backups can get in and get a sack as well.
Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. Pickett will look to throw it here. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there.
60 Bobcat! 60 Bobcat!
3rd and long for Pickett. Oh, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
Good clean play, no flags coming out of the pocket of the officials. turns into an incompletion, and that should get him off the field with a 3-and-out.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. Pickett, 4th down, desperation time. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Greedy Williams picks it off, and they will score. It's a pick 6 for the Cardinals.